Okay, here we are, right here in the wallows of our beautiful dining living room. I mean, where you sit and wallow down in the couch. Nice thick cushion here, nice thick cushion here. Ah, this feels so good. Yeah, I don't want to be lazy or anything like that, but this is the best seating position when you sit and talk around a lot about stuff. Well, I suppose you could, it's good, yeah. It's just with a couch, it just feels like so much more navigation room, more comfort. You can just kind of lay out, however you want to do it. And you strategically placing cushions at your elbow on each side, and it's like, well, it just kind of supports you. It's like an armchair. Yeah, it feels pretty much like that. Yeah, except the cushions are big, fat, thick, and heavy. Yeah, it's really nice. It's very substantial. They kind of hold you in place. Okay, now, so what's going on in the world today? Um, oh, I hear tell that Joe Biden had a bad debate and a lot of stuff. Oh, everybody jump into it. Like, whoa! I was like, oh my god! It's like throwing a rabbit in the middle of the Florida swamp, and waiting for it to be somebody's meal. Taking odds with it was like, yeah, they just gotta eat that little sucker up in 2 seconds flat. Yeah, gator country there. And, oh, boa, so that might be more likely. Wow. Oh, so stuck. Hey, what's it on that? Oh, and then, you know, 45 minutes later, shits out, shits out the remains and moves on like a machine. That's the hybrid variety of these pythons. Boas, boas, Burmese, Burmese boas, or I can't Burmese. You know, holy crap! Wow. Oh, I'm glad I don't live in Florida. Oh my God, yeah. I mean, there's a certain romantic aspect to it that it would make it feel kind of interesting. But with all the crap you have to deal with, bugs, flying in the air, sick, and it's heavy, thick, and we call them love bugs or something like that. Heavy summer months, man, through all the hot season. Um, oh, yeah, and it's just, um, yeah, I mean, you get far enough south down in from Fort Lauderdale on down through Miami on the Keys, and you're getting really kind of tropical year-round kind of weather. So yeah, it's a strong appeal for that part of it. Uh, and it's on this ocean, beautiful on the Atlantic side and the Gulf side. A lot of beautiful water around Florida. Oh yeah, very attractive state, and just aesthetically. But man, all the other crap, all the environmental stuff that you deal with. Yeah, yeah, between temperature extremes, uh, hot and humid. Yeah, I mean you can always go inside somewhere; it's air conditioned. But yeah, I was in this. No winter months is probably the nicest. If you say anywhere from say November through say January, March, April, those kind of that part of the quadrant. Um, the temperatures are much milder, but um, it still um, uh, deals with it's a lot of environmental issues, like those snakes, and and those aren't the only things that kind of got, as you say, feralized. Pets that got feralized, populating the environment now, free and loose. Yeah, well, it's kind of a weird irony that there'd be such a high incidence of reptile pet collectors in Florida. It looks like a drawn there. It's weird, but yeah, they all got out. One time, I think the worst thing they got to deal with was maybe a real vicious variety of alligator or crocodiles. Or so, I don't know. Those, but yeah, but those, uh, they were not as pervasive in it. What's the word describing? Efficient at taking their share of the food supply chain. Taken from the chain, yeah, so, yeah, seafood. Well, it would, yeah, these pythons are Burmese, Burmese boa, yeah, not python, but is it Burmese python? The python's different than a boa, I think. Anyway, I think it's a good thing. Good honey. Oh, honey. So here we are. Following men's fellowship on this Saturday, July 13th, 2024. And making a recollection of the most current events in the news cycle these days. Oh, what are we looking at? Oh, Joe Biden is running for re-election to be to remain our president. And well, I've kind of tuned into this whole and got involved in this whole cycle of it going on in the political landscape. It's almost openly in your face. People in leadership roles, disregarding rules of ethics in all respects, probably even legal things. But these are people in high places, Supreme Court judges. Not just one, not just two, probably half of them. So this has led to court decisions leading to reduction of regulations on corporate industry, allowing them to operate freely without regards to the environment, say, for example, or the safety and welfare of the people that work there and all. There's so many different ways. And the quality of the product that they're putting together, and pawning off to the public. Oh, these are really good. These are sweet potato chips. Anyway, what was I saying though? Oh, the state of affairs of politics. Yeah, what we're talking about. Oh, there was a strong anti-Biden contingent throughout. all all places that could be involved in following politics. You know, all the mass media, YouTube, blah blah blah, all this stuff. You know, all the specialty shows, head shops, and so. Well, the most disturbing to mind, the jumping on Joe Biden was people from the left, for which he would normally be representing. And I go, okay. Like in their mind, he's not progressive enough. And from that contingent, you know, a lot of that I can relate to. But this is, we're looking at a situation that is very dire, and the consequences should not be taken idly. And it's just actually it's ironically it's the exact counter to their argument about Biden's electability. When in fact, there's so much to say that this present incumbent is the most valuable candidate for getting votes that you have for this coming season. I mean, that just makes so much sense. Like, he's the established president, had an immensely successful administration to this point, the 3.5 years where it is in all that. So, yeah, it's a corporate media that's kind of keeping the folks that kind of trying to disturb it, like kind of create this narrative that people don't want Joe Biden. You know, people they see and they all the counterintuitive things they throw out there, you know, about the Hispanics or the blacks and how they could affect, you know, and how they could choose not to buy it. I think these guys are so. I mean, to just make shit up to disturb try to get people's minds wrapped up and involved in this stuff. So what you got to do is
look at this crazy guy.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I'm telling a story and I get animated, Lang. That's what.
You tell this guy.
Yeah.
You talk this guy.
Listen.
I know.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You talk this guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'll talk with you too. Here's my playmate and my best friend, Shiling. We've known we knew each other in a previous life. I think we were real good friends in another life. I don't know. Yeah. So this is just a reunion for me and for Ling. Anyway, talking about the thing with Biden, and he especially at this point, you know what, the dynamics and attachments have kind of been formulated right now with Trump. That's the dynamic that's going to go into the crosshairs. So of the electorate. So they're going to look and see which one they want to pick off. And so, because I just think, I think there's going to be those marginal ones out there that, they, I don't know, maybe did too much crack cocaine or something that, they're just, all stiff and, what do they say, what do they put those steroid built, tension, you can see it in their face. It's like, hey, hey, relax. Wow, whew. I just got a headache just that few moments out. Yeah, being a dick or an asshole. Anyway, so here we are. Explaining this whole situation. Why, man, keep biting. He's much. The chances for an election are much greater now. We just even in your wildest mind, how would you know what particular? Because it's really funny, fickle that way. Like it's like a person's personality, how it projects and how it attracts. If it's untested, in a kind of a variety or mass media market, like mass market media. So maybe local has always been the hot shot, but at a certain point, everything just kind of drops off and goes dead. You see that a lot of times. in state jurisdictions the superstars move up to, and they try to throw themselves into the bigger ring for national attention, and oh, it gets weeded down. Many good ones make it, and the bad ones don't. Oh, I don't even know why that's kind of weird. I have no idea why I just said all that. That's fucking weird. Anyway, so here it is. Yeah. And in a way, it's kind of good that the art kind of creating this gets a distraction. It's a distraction. It's kind of good because everybody's focused on the Democratic Party now. And they'll be able to recognize the clowns and the repeating stories that don't carry. Like how everybody's turning against Biden. There are a few, especially because that CYT, a CYT, yeah. T, TY. Oh my God. See, I don't do very good with foreign languages. Oh my God, that's awful. Anyway. Sync, yeah. Oh, I love his passion in that, but all these he's kind of like, with in the left, the real super progressive. And a lot of the people I follow like are from there. But sometimes that intransigence against, moderation or movement towards the middle, they have such an abject resistance to want to do that. Now, I'm not saying they have to, reposition their political ideology. I'm just saying they've got to acknowledge. I mean, that's the only way it's going to. That's the only way they bring them into the discussion, not out there yammering against it. Get everybody involved in the process. That's the secret right there. And so don't let there be any bullying or anything like that bullshit. Just let them appeal to the people. What best they have to offer. Let's keep it a free market in that context. Let people express themselves positively. So that's our goal. Yeah, people would always feel free to comfortable in their lifetimes. Things we every day take for granted and from many generations back. But there's a fringe out there, and it's a significant number of people that it's a really very intensive pain when measured on the meters of pleasure and pain. It's like a very, very intense pain to this planet that we live in. Well, believe it or not, this planet is so super sensitive to everything. Yeah, it knows your pleasures and it knows your pains. And it seems to always offer up things that can fulfill those expectations when those times arrive. Or arise. Or arrive. I don't know, It's just a metaphor anyway, so. Yeah, it's just to say, are you ready? Are you ready? That's the whole question. You say, ready for what? You say, hey, ready just to let go of all the things that entangle us. Whew. Those pressures and concerns of the world that lay on us. You can do that. Whew, man, your life improves so immensely. And it's not to say, you don't remove yourself from the visual landscape, so you want to know what's going on for your safety or other things, for your benefit, be able to know what's going around you. But it's like just become an observer. And when it's in a situation that you can immediately impact, okay, sure, act on that. But it's somewhere out remote, and it's out of your hands, and in respect or kind, we just we don't we don't get ourselves involved in those conflicts. This group against that group, and yeah, we can watch and look, say, it's wow. And we can make observations, yeah, but unless it's our immediate control, maybe remotely, maybe policy requiring a change of administration or additional fuel to the present administration for in terms of legislative acts that can be uh, done. You know, yes, you know, that's of the world. These things of the world that we live on, and even I think scriptural things about not getting attached to the world, or do not look for things of the world, when in fact, when I'm just speaking, metaphysically, the planet, huge body mass, oh, is a provider of our life, in so many ways. It'd be like a parent to a civilization, nurturing, raising, providing, infinitely providing. Yeah. So yeah. Oh, I understand why people may have worshipped the sun. Yeah. It wouldn't have been off, and the prayers wouldn't have been missed or not received. That's true. That's my feeling about it. There is a spiritual energy about this beautiful planet we live on. Yeah, so I mean, metaphorically, what the thing is, not pursuing the things of the things that, wealth and things that attract greedy mindsets and stuff like that. Usually where the one class excels at the expense of a lower class, lowering, not only just, it, not just preventing them from moving up, but he's actually lowering their level of standard of living. I mean, the positive thing about this is that from all things I've heard about studies and that, monitoring and watching these things, the incidence of this kind of low-end poverty is going down, which is a good, encouraging sign. But we don't ever stop at any point to say this. Don't marginalize a contingent anywhere. To say, they're not important enough to worry about. Say like a segment of homeless in one particular geographic area. They're just out there, and so you have to figure out how to provide an environment safe for them. You know, they're making it too difficult. I think. I think the simple thing is to create, like say for example, municipal parks, nice picturesque areas, and I don't know, put up some structures that they can hold people, and but they would these are the only purpose of this particular thing going is it's just to handle the introduction into this world for people, and to be there and catch them at that point in time, and you would kind of do a diagnosis or analysis of the situation. Say a single mother with 3 kids at home. She's working, to supply rent and food net for these 3 young kids. It's like, wow. It's just one of the things that can't pay the rent until you like pay the babysitters and the rent and all this. How it goes on and on. It's a single, and I don't know how the incidence in numbers of this, but I understand it can be pretty significant. And I mean, just in total numbers, I'm saying, I mean, they might occupy such a small or minor percentage of our population as a whole, but that is there's real people with real needs, and we got to figure out a way to reach out to them. Yeah, so I mean, that should be our goal as a civilization, to look at each and every single human being, as another valuable asset to this civilization that we're building. And, if we look at it that way, I think, and you develop that mentality, people, people will just naturally ascend to such beautiful, beautiful spaces. And I mean, I mean it metaphorically and actually literally too. I think if you get in tune with the universe, your higher self, there are guides that are out there. Now this kind of stuff gets kind of crazy, so, but it's the truth, You find the road maps and the guides and the directions. Oh, that's even, I mean, something simple. Putting something together you just bought at, Walmart, and it requires assembly, whatever it is, blind, something like that. Just, it's like, if you did this every day, it's like, but when you go to do the job, and the right tools, everything just seems to fall right in place. And you think, I haven't done that in so long. Yeah, last time I just installed a blind was maybe 3.5 years ago. Just the way it went. I didn't have to take the whole one out, hardware and everything. It wasn't like changing. It was like remove the hardware, install new hardware, and then install. And it just everything. It's like, these are my helper guides, I say. They always have the right tool in the right place, and if the right action to be taken. It's like, I don't even think about it. I am guided. I am guided. Yeah, I see that so many times. And running, say it's like a hand saw, rotary saw, right? What was that? 10-inch, I think. Or is that? That's not 10 inches. Oh, what's the standard? Maybe 7.5, 8-inch, maybe. It's been so long since I've used any of these tools. I'm feeling ashamed. Anyway, running a long line cut. So making this 3/4 inch construction grade plywood, and it has I don't think it was 4x8 sheet, 4 feet wide, 8 feet tall, like it's a regular sheet. And just make a long cut. I'm going to dissect this thing up into pieces to construct a little cabinet. I can install my solar equipment in. So I just figured as precisely as I could, and I made this one cut. And when the guides are connected to my sighting and that, it's like, I don't even think, and this saw just goes. And I can always mark it first anyway, but I just almost don't even look. It's like, and later you see that cut was just exactly along that mark all the way down, so straight. Yeah, when I first started doing this stuff, I always had problems. I think you have to get in concert with your tools too. You have to get in line with your tools. You have to know what they're doing. It may affect what kind of pressures you apply. Steer, controlling. I mean, the control of everything. Yeah. That's one of the scariest things for me personally. It was the first time I used my hand saw. I mean, my rotary saw. It's like, and yeah, it's like, whew, this is a lot of power. A lot of crazy stuff could go on with this thing. Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know. It's just a lot of respect for that. When I turn on, it's like, and then you can say, at first, I was horrible with cutting. I mean, I really focused and squinted and everything. Make sure to miss keep the the mark on the plate, soul plate, right on the line. But that's what you have to do. And the more you do it, pretty soon you get comfortable with it, and you let your muscles, and then your eye coordination thing set up, and you take the thought process out of it. That's all. It's much better if you let the brain do it. That's what it's designed for. It's crazy. It does. It works that way. I mean, so many times, things would just always work out. It's kind of wow. How it all worked out. I don't know. Yeah, my engineers, my spirit guides. Yeah, they help me. And I ask for help all the time too. Oh yeah, it's an amazing relationship. Hey, I don't know. Maybe it's my dad. I don't know. He was a tool and die maker. Um, he was oh yeah, machinist, tool and die maker. Yeah. So maybe a lot. I'm not precise, and I can't build beautiful things, but I can do all that stuff. The carpentry end of it, cabinetry and furniture stuff and like that. I just don't have the energy for the finite detail. It's like I just kind of construct it rather than. I mean, I tried. No, I mean, I do go through all the mechanical machinations, squaring the foundations. I mean, it's not to do that. Where the issue comes in is how accurately do I do that? That's it. That's where it kind of pops up. Yeah, so you get kind of close, and you let your eye, and you know what? The truth of the matter is, if somebody came out and measured it, they'd probably see it was off, but your eye would never see it, and everything always fits together because you're just kind of building as you go. It's kind of a crazy. I mean, some people would just build like that, and some would be so precise and exact. And I mean, just their intuition was that good. And others, they were not bad, but getting better. And there's down the beginners. They say, "Whoa, I don't think I want to buy that house." When they're done, or where they're building. Maybe it's an ice house, put on skids till they got over the lake. And when it's frozen and cold, and ice fishing on a Midwest lake in the middle of December, a high moon at midnight, ice fishing, sky lit up with radiant white moonlight. People have dreams about this time. Ice fishing, yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe the Diamond Lake. That's a pretty good sized lake. And when that lake freezes over, yeah, it's a good place to do some ice fishing. At least I heard told that was the case, but I'm only going by hearsay. Diamond Lake, yeah, well, anyway. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to take a break for the moment. And let me see. I'll join you again in a few moments. Just got to take a break and recollect my thoughts in my mind. Hey, we're moving on with this Biden. Let's kind of put a break for now and come back and we'll talk about what kind of direction should we go in all this, and what are the outcomes available to us. I think we're going to be okay, but let's talk about it later. I'll see you in the next episode.